The magical scenery of St. Johan in Tyrol, the host venue for the STIHL Timbersports Rookie World Championship 2016. The big moment arrives for the best rookies in the world as they get introduced to the 1,300 spectators on the main stage high above St. Johan. 8 of the athletes have qualified for the main event, where they will compete in heats of 2, but not in a sudden death match. It's all about the time. There are 4 disciplines in the Rookie World Championship. The STIHL stock saw is the first. Using an off-the-shelf 7.3 horsepower chainsaw, the competitors have to cut 2 cookies from within the marked area, 1 downwards and 1 upwards. The cookies must be complete to be judged as a good cut. Standing block chop is the second. Using an axe, the athletes have to chop through a 27-centimeter vertically mounted block from both sides. Precise blows combined with power are the key to success in this one. Single buck is the third. Using a 2-meter-long one-man saw, a single cookie has to be cleanly cut from a 40-centimeter block. In this discipline, the athletes have to use smooth but dynamic rhythm. The final discipline, underhand chop. While standing on top of a 30-centimeter horizontally mounted block, the athletes use the axe to chop through from both sides. A quick change is very important here. All right, let's get started with the stock saw. In the first heat, it's the 24-year-old Spaniard Iker Vicente against the 23-year-old Australian Andrew Kelly. Iker Vicente has been taking part in STIHL Timbersports since 2015.
I'm ready for chopping these mountains.
His opponent, Andrew Kelly, also on the scene since 2015.
Yeah, these boys here better be watching out because the Aussies are coming.
Hands on the wood, get set.
Here we go, and the Rookie World Championships is officially underway. 2 cuts. Remember, both cookies have to be complete, a downward cut and an upward cut. And there we see Iker Vicente with a good start on the upward cut. Andrew Kelly, same is looking good for him. He's inside the line, 2 cookies, and the time is good for both of them. 15:81 for Iker, 16:17 for Kelly. And those stock saws really making short work of these big blocks here at the Rookie World Championships. What a great start.
Both cuts are good.
The next 2 contenders enter the stage area. In this heat, it's Jonathan Meary out of France against Ben Cumberland from Canada. Meary has a personal best time of just 13.24 seconds in this discipline. Meary, 24 years old and the defending champion.
Allez, la France!
His opponent, 22-year-old Cumberland, Canadian Rookie Champion 2015.
I'm Ben Cumberland. I'm here at the Rookie World Championships, and I'm going to do my best.
Hands on the wood, get set.
Here we go, Ben Cumberland, Jonathan Meary. Good start for both of them. Cumberland had a quick reset in there, but he is on the downward cut still. Meary, however, gets the upward cut started before Cumberland. Both of these saws weighing in at about 7.5 kilos, so that's a bit of work. And Meary wins this one with a time of 13:77. Cumberland with a 14:79. It seems like both cuts are good. The 2 cookies have to be cut from within the 10-centimeter marked area, so it's real important that these guys are precise and cut as straight as possible.
Both cuts are good.
All right, both these guys have just moved into 1st and 2nd place in the rankings so far.
I bogged the saw down a little bit, so in the first cookie it wasn't as fast as I would have liked it, but I'm happy with it for now.
I'm really happy with that. It all went well, and I'm really motivated for the next discipline. We come to the last heat in the stock saw discipline. This time it's Ben Nicely out of the USA against the local Michael Neuschitzer from Austria. It's the 22-year-old American's first time in this contest, and he set his goals pretty high.
I'm here to win this.
But not if Michael Neuschitzer, who finished third last year, has anything to say about it.
Kämpfen und siegen, aufgeben, weiter Breer.
I won't give up.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
Both guys off to a good start, and it looks like Ben Nicely's got the advantage on the first cut. Upward cut starting now for Neuschitzer and Ben Nicely. Ben Nicely with the lead here. Looks like he's going to take it. He will. And it appears as though the cookies are good. A time of 14:71 for Nicely, 16:80 for the Austrian. The slow-mo shows how determined Nicely looks, and a good start that looked very promising for Neuschitzer.
Both cuts are good.
So the results after Stocksaw, Jonathan Meary in the lead, Ben Nicely and Ben Cumberland in second and third. We've still got 3 more disciplines to come in this contest, and we'll be right back with more action after this short break.
STIHL Timbersports, presented by Volkswagen Amarok. Tough comes from within. And STIHL. Better garden power tools.
Welcome back to the STIHL Timbersports Rookie World Championship 2016 from St. Johan in Tyrol. We rejoin as the current leader, Jonathan Meary, makes his way onto the stage. His opponent, Iker Vicente. Next up, it's the standing block chop, the second of 4 disciplines in this Rookie World Championship.
3, 2, 1, go.
The diameter of this block is 30 centimeters, and these guys have to chop through from both sides, and Vicente is very, very strong in this discipline, looking good as he gets a clean set on one side, and now Meary moves over to the other side and starts working on the backside of his standing block. Meanwhile, Vicente in the red shirt takes his block down really fast. Meary in blue just behind him. Vicente with an 18.27, Meary with a 24.12, and that could cost him the lead. In the replay, we see that Meary was getting hung up in the block. Pulling that axe out costs time and energy. And in this competition, time is crucial.
Both cuts are good.
Michael Neuschitzer from Austria up next against the American Ben Nicely. Nicely, 22 years young. It's his first Rookie World Championship. Neuschitzer, on the other hand, 21 years old. Been around for 2 years, finished third last year, so he's the guy with a little bit more experience. And there we see Ben Nicely inspecting his log, and Neuschitzer in red checking his out.
3, 2, 1, go.
This discipline simulates cutting down a tree or felling a tree in the classic sense. Precision, strength, and stamina are needed here, and at this altitude, that strength is drained quickly when the oxygen is lacking in the air. Nicely changed sides first there, and he is really working. This could be decisive for him, but he gets the axe caught a couple of times, does, however, get it through. Neuschitzer, one final blow, and he drops his log. So that's a good time for the American, 19.33 seconds. Neuschitzer finishes 23.43. So that's a new best time for Neuschitzer, third place, and second position for Nicely.
Both cuts are good.
The next to enter the arena, Ben Cumberland from Canada and the Czech Zdeněk Maras. Maras on the right, 25 years, 178 centimeters tall, 82 kilograms on the left. Cumberland a little taller and 90 kilos. And there we see Maras.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Time to beat, 18.27 seconds. That is a time from Iker Vicente, and it's looking good right now for Ben Cumberland, who's already on the other side of his log. Look at that, Maras now finally moving over, and Ben Cumberland just destroyed that log in 14.43. An incredible new best time for the Canadian. Morass needed a couple more blows, 21-42 for the Czech. There we see Morass getting his axe caught a couple of times. Meanwhile, Ben Cumberland, wow, that axe was on fire, cutting through like hot knife through butter.
Both cuts are good.
I didn't have my my axe sheath placed exactly right, so that kind of played with my head a little bit, and I didn't follow my pattern in the back. But the axe was chopping well, and the wood's really good.
In the last heat of this round, it's Australian Andrew Kelly against the Hungarian Norbert Bako. Bako, 21 years old, has been around for a couple of years already. It's only the second year for Kelly, though. This is Bako's favorite discipline, so he may have the advantage. But Kelly, on the other side in the green and yellow, is a big man with strong blows, and he's got some very good mentors to look back on as we see Bako right there, ready to go.
Készen állok.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go!
So Ben Cumberland has set the time to beat. Norbert Bako starts well. His pattern looking nice on the first side. Meanwhile, though, look at this. Andrew Kelly, he is rocking and rolling with those huge hits, and got to get that last piece done. Holy smokes, folks, a new good time. 13-14 seconds for Kelly. Sensational, and a new best time. Kelly looks awesome in his favorite discipline, but Bako can still be happy with getting the third best time of the day.
Both cuts are good.
Yeah, pretty happy with that time. I was hoping to get it in 6 and 5, and that last bit stayed there, so you get that, but still come away with the win, but I'm a fair bit down the leaderboard, so not real happy about that.
Here's the results of the standing block chop. The Australian Andrew Kelly coming first and collecting a solid 8 points, followed by Ben Cumberland and Norbert Bako. In the overall standings, Ben Cumberland takes the lead, followed by Ben Nicely, and thanks to his win in the last discipline, Andrew Kelly jumps up to third place. We've reached the halfway mark in the contest, but there's lots more action to come. Next discipline, the single buck. Andrew Kelly, currently third, meets Ben Nicely, who's just 1 point in front of him. Before they start, the athletes have to set their saw to a depth of exactly 85 millimeters. And this is watched very closely by the judges and measured with a special tool.
Three, two, one, go!
Getting the start here is super critical. You don't want that saw to catch or get stuck, and that does happen there for Nicely. Meanwhile, Kelly, he has got a great flow, and he's getting through that block very well. He gets stuck too, but he gets through first in a time of 12.46 seconds. Nicely comes through with a 15.34. In the replay, we can see that both of these young athletes are giving 100% in this single buck duel, and both of them get a couple of catches there. The final push, though, for Andrew Kelly right there, and Ben Nicely hung up. That cost him time.
Both cuts are good.
Yeah, that's probably my personal best. Probably could have been better. I don't think it's good enough to win the event, but what can I do now? I'm over and done with.
Not quite. All I wanted to do was run it smooth, and that didn't happen. It was a rough one.
While the next two athletes get themselves ready, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back.
STIHL Timbersports, presented by Volkswagen Amarok. Tough comes from within. And STIHL. Better garden power tools.
Welcome back to St. Johan in Tyrol and the STIHL Timbersports Rookie World Championship 2016. Single buck is the third of 4 disciplines. In the next heat, it's the local hero Michael Neuschitzer from Austria against the Canadian Ben Cumberland.
3, 2, 1, go!
Good long start pull by Neuschitzer. Cumberland looking a little bit hectic, but now they've got the rhythm going. Both of these gentlemen really pushing it hard. Neuschitzer, wow, look at the length of his pull. Good run for Neuschitzer, 11.80. Oh, but the Canadian with an 11.92. That's a nail biter, coming pretty close. Wow, good heat between these two guys. Cumberland showing his own against a very strong Neuschitzer. There's the final stroke from Neuschitzer with a good win on that one, and Cumberland's last cut also quite nice. Just 1/10 of a second back, Cumberland is.
Both cuts are good.
I hung up twice in the bottom of the log, and I definitely could have shortened my stroke a little bit so that it would have been smooth the whole way, but it is what it is.
I always said I'd attack on the single buck. It's my best discipline, and I can't go wrong. Michael Neuschütze takes the victory and a much-needed 8 points. Cumberland coming in second and Andrew Kelly third. In the overall standings, Cumberland increases his lead by 4 points, with Kelly, Nicely, and Bacco in places 2, 3, and 4 respectively, just separated by 1 point each, battling for a place on the podium. Michael Neuschütze from Austria meets the Spaniard Iker Vicente in the final discipline, the underhand chop. In this discipline, the athletes have to chop through a horizontally mounted block while standing on top of it, simulating how the lumberjacks used to shorten the trees into logs.
3, 2, 1, go!
Critical here for the start is to get a good, clean couple of cuts to start moving quickly with that axe and then having a quick switch to the other side. You also want to make sure you stay stable on top of that log and not slip off. And right now, it looks like Vicente in the red far side of the screen is the winner, clearly with a time of 16.27. Good show, super time. Neuschütze needs a time of 26.24, but it's a new personal best for him. You could see Vicente working very effectively, Neuschütze taking 10 seconds longer.
Both cuts are good.
Vicente setting a hard target to beat here in the underhand chop.
This is my personal best time, so I know this is my best discipline, so I know I can chop like this, so happy with that.
That was my personal best time. The axe was good, I'm happy. Next up, it's the current leader Ben Cumberland from Canada and the third place Ben Nicely from the USA. A battle of the 49th parallel is about to start. Ben Cumberland currently leading in the overall standings with 20 points, but Nicely is only 5 points back, so he needs this win to increase his standing position here. However, both of these guys are looking really even on this underhand chop. Who's going to take it? It's going to be close. Still working hard. You can see an axe get stuck there really quickly, but Nicely gets through, but not fast enough, and it's Cumberland in a time of 19 seconds. Nicely only 1.6 behind, so that's close. In the replay, they both change sides at the same time. Ben Cumberland just finishing off first by a slight margin.
Cuts are good.
Too many hits. Should have done a whole lot less in this softwood. It could have drove off a whole lot easier.
More from the STIHL Timbersports Champions Trophy 2016 when we return.
STIHL Timbersports presented by Volkswagen Amarok. Tough comes from within. And STIHL. Better garden power tools.
Welcome back to the STIHL Timbersports Champions Trophy from St. Johan in Tyrol. So now, depending on how these last two athletes perform, we'll have the overall standings set. Andrew Kelly currently second in the overall standings, and Norbert Bacco, who still has a chance to get on the podium. Time to beat, 16.27 seconds. Kelly very good with the axe. He works quickly over to the other side. Bacco still on his first side now. Bacco in the green, white, and red shirt finally moving over. Kelly super quick. Couple of final blows. Kelly is through. Good time for him. 17.41, although he did struggle to get those last couple of cuts. 22.95 seconds for the Hungarian. In the replay, Andrew Kelly getting his full weight and the length of those arms into those blows, so really good form.
Both cuts are good.
So Andrew Kelly defends his second position overall.
I feel all right. Underhand didn't go to plan. Chip sort of hung in the places I wanted to hit, but you get that. That's wood chopping.
So the winners are Ben Nicely from the USA in third place with 20 points. Andrew Andrew Kelly, the young Australian, takes second place with 23 points and a good showing at the underhand chop. Ben Cumberland, though, with a big smile on his face, is the STIHL Timbersports Rookie World Champion 2016.
Well, it could have been any of these rookies here. Any of these rookies, they're all great. Andrew Kelly, Norbert Baco, Ben Nicely, like they've all shown that they are really good in these events. They're the best. They're the best from their country. So it depends on how the cookie crumbles. And today God made it crumble in my way. So praise the Lord.
The Golden Trophy stays in the family for another year as Ben Cumberland repeats his brother's success and can avoid a ribbing at home. A very emotional moment, though, for Ben as he claims the title. We'll be seeing more from these young athletes in the future for sure, but for now, it's time to say goodbye from St. Johan in Tyrol and the STIHL Timbersports Rookie World Championships 2016. See you next time for some more Timber Sports action.